Shadow is back, and Amy Rose saves Sonic in an epic way. Stick around to see how it all unfolds in the Sonic 3 post-credit scene. Shadow the Hedgehog is locked up in a secret lab near Tokyo. One day, alarms go off, and the scientists realize someone is hacking their systems. Shadow's containment starts breaking down, and soldiers rush in to stop him, but Shadow easily escapes, defeating them one by one. Once free, he goes to the city and realizes he's been trapped for 50 years. Meanwhile, Sonic is camping with his friends, Tails and Knuckles. They decide to race to see who's the fastest. To Sonic's surprise, Tails and Knuckles beat him to the finish line. When Sonic goes to congratulate them, he realizes they're just holograms. Worried, he runs back to camp and finds his real friends, Tom, Maddie, Tails, and Knuckles, throwing him a surprise birthday party to celebrate the year he came to Earth. After the party, Sonic talks with Tom and thanks him for the surprise. Sonic finds his old cave where he used to live and remembers Longclaw, the owl who raised him. That night, a helicopter arrives, and Director Rockwell from Gun tells Sonic and his friends about a big problem in Tokyo. Shadow has escaped and is causing destruction. Sonic and his team agree to help and parachute into the ruined city. There, they meet Shadow, who warns them to stay away. Knuckles rushes at Shadow but is quickly defeated. Even when they all work together, Shadow is too strong. Sonic chases Shadow through the city, and their fight causes a blackout. Tails and Knuckles find Sonic chained up with indestructible handcuffs. They regroup at a cafe with Commander Walters, who explains that Shadow's powers come from chaos energy and that he was frozen 50 years ago after an explosion. Suddenly, egg-shaped drones attack the cafe. A masked hero saves them and leads them to safety. The hero turns out to be Agent Stone, one of Dr. Eggman's assistants. Stone takes them to Eggman, who reveals that someone else is using his technology to cause trouble. Eggman agrees to help Sonic if Sonic gives him a strand of his hair. Meanwhile, Shadow goes to a destroyed lab and remembers Maria, a girl who was like family to him. Eggman tracks the troublemaker to an abandoned military base, where they discover it's Professor Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather. Gerald has stolen a key from Sonic and plans to use the Eclipse Cannon, a powerful weapon that can destroy Earth. Sonic and his friends try to stop him, but are trapped in a room with a mini black hole. They escape using one of Tails' teleportation rings and plan to infiltrate Gun headquarters in London. Tom and Maddie pretend to be Gun officers to sneak inside. They discover someone is controlling the system, likely Eggman. Sonic rushes in impatiently, ignoring the dangers, and almost gets trapped, but Tails saves him. Inside the vault, they're caught by Gun soldiers, including Director Rockwell. Sonic signals Knuckles, who breaks into the building and smashes the controls, causing chaos. Sonic escapes and destroys the device controlling the room. Shadow and Gerald continue their plan. Shadow starts to doubt Gerald's intentions, but Gerald reminds him of Maria's death and pushes him to power the Eclipse Cannon. Sonic convinces Shadow to help stop Gerald instead. Together, they fight off Gerald's robot army. Time is running out, and Sonic and Shadow use their powers to block the cannon from firing. Sonic uses up all his energy and faints, falling back to Earth. Tails catches him, but they both lose consciousness. Knuckles uses a teleportation ring to save them. Eggman realizes the reactor core is going to explode and create a radioactive cloud that could destroy Earth. Shadow convinces Eggman to help him push the core away from the planet. Shadow and Eggman sacrifice themselves to save Earth. Sonic apologizes to his friends for being reckless, and they all go back to camping and finish their interrupted race. In the end credit scene, after Sonic wins the race, he wanders off alone into the forest. Suddenly, Metal Sonic appears and attacks him. Sonic dodges and tries to fight back, but is quickly cornered. Just as Metal Sonic is about to strike, a hammer smashes into him, sending him flying. Sonic looks up to see Amy Rose standing there with her Pico Pico hammer. Amy confidently introduces herself and tells Sonic, "Looks like you could use some help." Sonic is surprised but grateful as Amy helps drive Metal Sonic away. Meanwhile, in the ruins of the destroyed Eclipse Cannon, Shadow emerges from the wreckage, alive. He picks up his final Chaos Ring. This hints that Shadow's story is far from over, setting up the next big adventure for Sonic and his friends.